Before we start the meeting, my ask to you all is that we respect colleagues across the chamber, whichever political party we belong to. If you wish to speak, please press your console buttons and wait to be brought in. And please don't shout across the chamber. We are webcast, but thank you. Announcements of the Mayor and the Chief Exec.
I'd just like to advise the official return of the election of councillors held on the 7th of May as set out at agenda item 3. Thank you.
I would like to welcome all councillors to the new municipal year, including all newly elected councillors. Welcome. Could I ask any group leaders who wish to speak to make any comments in respect to former councillors, please do so now. Councillor Anthony Smith.
Thank you, Mayor, and congratulations. I hope we have a wonderful year ahead. I'll be very brief. I would just like to pass on mine and my colleagues in the chamber thanks for the service of our former leader, Councillor John Lawson, Andrew Marchington, Paula Davis, Alison Munro and David Longstaff, who served their communities extremely well and they will be sorely missed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor John Taylor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I also will be brief. I would just like to put on record my thanks to my colleagues who weren't successful in the recent elections. Councillor Vivian Lees-Hamilton, Councillor Donald Bellamy, Councillor Caroline Holt, Councillor Mark Thompson, and particularly Councillor David Hall, who was my group leader and served in this chamber for a number of years, and I think was well respected across the chamber. I think the chamber is actually poorer for his absence. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Yeah. Councillor Andrew Cooper.
Yeah, there's been some talented and dedicated members of the council we've lost. Didn't share their politics, but I just want to give a mention for John Lawson, who sat in the seat I'm sitting in now, and as Lib Dem leader, who we worked very well with. No relation, but Joe Lawson, independent councillor for Crossland Moor, served the community well, and I know we defeated her in the election, but that doesn't mean I don't recognise the excellent work that she did for her community and the value of that. I think we should also mention Mohan Sokal, long-standing member of this council, and longer standing than I think anybody here. And so I think it's important that we recognise his service. And David Hall, always a good guy, always got on with him. Always good to have a chuckle with David. You know, beyond party politics, I think we've lost some really good people.
Thank you. Councillor Amwa. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations on your appointment, and congratulations to the Deputy Mayor as well. I want to congratulate all the members that to those that haven't, especially to Cathy Scott, who I first campaigned when I was 13 years old in Dewsbury West, when she was stood there, and Councillor Ali Arshad as well, and Councillor Fark Butt. Thank you very much.
Anybody else who wishes to speak before we go on to the next item? No. Thank you all. Item 4, minutes of the previous meeting. I move that the minutes of the meeting of Council held on the 11th of March 2026 be approved as a correct record. Is that seconded? Councillor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Please vote by a show of hands. That is carried. Thank you. Item 5, declarations of interest. Members who have any disclosable pecuniary interests which would prevent them from discussing or voting on any item should disclose their interests now. Are there any interests to declare? No. No, thank you. Item 6, apologies for absence. Are there any apologies for absence, please? Could start with Richard Smith. We'll start with Councillor Richard Smith, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and can I just congratulate you formally on your term of office. It's nice to see you in the top chair. We have apologies from Councillor Lismage and Councillor Tina Bamford. Thank you.
No, we've got others.
Press it again.
Press it. Press it again. Thank you. Councillor Clayton.
We've got Councillor David Rowan and Councillor Eric Butterworth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Has everybody given their apologies?
He's on his way. Somebody's late.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Right, okay, thank you. Right. Here we go. Item 7, election of the leader of the council. Council shall consider appointment of the leader of the council in accordance with Article 7 of the Constitution. Can I please invite nominations for the election of leader of the council? Councillor Andrew Cooper.
Congratulations on your elevation to the mayoralty, Councillor Allison. I want to start by recognising the valued work carried out by so many Kirklees Council staff, day in, day out, in so many ways. My own family is very grateful for the support my dad has had from Kirklees Council staff. Know the council doesn't just empty your bins, it does so much more. No single party has received a mandate from Kirklees voters to run the council. The largest group in these elections, Reform UK, secured 30% of the vote. 70% of voters didn't want them. And you can make the same observation with regard to the Green Group, Independents, and any other group on this council. But of course, we don't have a proportional voting system favoured by the Green Party and Reform UK at the last general election. So we have to go on the basis of the number of councillors elected under the archaic first-past-the-post system. Again, no party has a majority. The people have spoken and they have said it's up to us to sort it out. If we had a committee system where all councillors had a vote on decisions, we wouldn't have a problem. But the Labour group, supported by the Conservatives, rejected this option, and now the Labour government have blocked this from being a possibility. We are stuck with the cabinet system where a small group of councillors make all the decisions on behalf of Kirklees residents. The leadership of the council should not be entered into lightly. I've seen a good few councillors run Kirklees, some well, providing good political direction, and others less well, and led by their chief executives. Leading the council is very much about ensuring what you prioritise and what you deliver is guided by your values, what you think is important, and recognising the reality of the financial and legal constraints local government operates under. You start by recognising what Kirklees is. It is an artificial construct. not a place. It is an area with a boundary. It has large towns, villages. It is a mix of urban and rural, rich, poor, and getting by. It is a diverse population with people from a variety of different backgrounds. Understanding and appreciating the value of our multicultural Kirklees, where everyone has much to contribute, is not just important, it is an essential requirement of anyone seeking to lead this council. The divisive political rhetoric we have seen building over recent years has had a very real effect on how safe people feel from certain communities in Kirklees. We have a responsibility to address this, and leadership means you don't contribute to that rhetoric, you don't accept it, you don't normalise it, you oppose it. Another priority is addressing the cost of living crisis. Kirklees is about to review its anti-poverty strategy, and I want to see a real focus on benefits advice, ensuring and how poor our benefit system is in making decisions. This additional money for poorer households will get spent in the local economy, supporting local businesses. It will also have an impact on the funding Kirklees Council gets from national government. Investing in energy efficiency and renewable energy, solar panels on council buildings can play an important part in reducing revenue costs for the council. This should be funded by the sensible use of capital to help reduce our gas and electricity costs, sourcing external funding where it is possible. It also has the additional benefit of reducing carbon emissions and addressing man-made climate change, which is real. On external funding, I want to ensure that the Council is alert to opportunities that arise and partnerships that can enable us to achieve our objectives. To that end, just as we have a risk register as a Council, I would like an equivalent opportunities register. I know the concerns of many North Kirklees members regarding Dewsbury Sports Centre provision, and I would propose establishing a Dewsbury Sports Centre Cabinet Advisory Committee to help drive progress. Burial space in North Kirklees is also an ongoing concern. I would want to ensure that Dewsbury and Batley members are involved in a solution to this issue. In rural areas, I'm aware of concerns about the time taken to release Section 106 agreement funding for upgrades and improvements to schools. I would seek to see what could be done to address this issue. The planning approval for a modern hotel on Castle Hill was passed by one vote by Kirklees Planning Committee a few months ago. Seems like years. As leader of the council, I will request the Secretary of State that they do not give scheduled monument consent and prevent this development going ahead. I'm aware of the repairs needed to Cleckheaton Town Hall and plans to bring this building back into use. I want ward councillors to be involved and engaged in how this is taken forward. Rules around ward budgets, now they are rising again, need a refresh, and I want councillors to be involved in formulating these changes. I've seen nothing of any substance from Reform UK during the election campaign about their priorities for Kirklees. I know many people have received numerous direct mail letters from Nigel Farage about stopping the boat, but to be honest, Huddersfield Narrow Canal is fairly unnavigable at the moment anyway. I've seen reference to some guy called Keir Starmer and how the election is about his future. But the reality is that however people voted, that the election was to choose people to run this council, and not the issues but raised by Reform during the election. There's lots to be angry about. Inequality, the gap between the rich and the poor, the tax avoidance that means less money for public services, the billionaires and millionaires who seek to buy our politics. Our job, though, as local politicians is not just to channel anger, it is to provide hope and policies that justify and address that hope. I have always stood up to those who seek to misuse power and cooperate with those who share my values, whatever party they are in or none. That is why I'm seeking leadership of the council to provide positive change and a united Kirklees that is guided by hope and not by despair and division.
Thank you. Is that seconded?
Seconded.
Yes. Councillor Safdie. Thank you. Are there any further nominations? Councillor Wood.
Madam Mayor, fellow councillors, I rise today to put myself forward for the role of leader of Kirklees Council. Firstly, I want to acknowledge the responsibility of this moment, not just for myself or for Reform UK, but for every elected member in this chamber, and most importantly, for all the residents that we collectively serve. The electorate did deliver a clear message at the recent elections. They did ask for change. They asked for accountability amongst all else. And they asked for a collaborative, connected and solid council that focuses relentlessly on delivery, value for money and the day-to-day realities facing our local people. Surely, the requirements of our constituents and the electorate should be at the heart of everything that we do. Today is not about political theatre. It is about whether this council can provide stable, effective leadership at a very important moment for Kirklees. I come into this council from a professional, operational and engineering background, working with executive stakeholders all the way down to the cleaner on the shop floor. For me, there is no difference. I do not come from a political career, and I consider that to be a supreme strength. What I and my colleagues bring to this chamber is fresh eyes. My career has been built around problem solving, governance, delivery, risk management, and bringing people together to achieve outcomes under pressure. We will not state our policies and outcomes before we collaborate with this chamber to understand how you wish us to work alongside you and form those policies as a collective. And I believe local government should operate with exactly the same mindset. For sure, residents don't wake up in the morning thinking about political games inside the chamber. They care about safe streets, clean communities, functioning services, value for taxpayers, economic opportunity for all, and a confidence that all of their councillors are pulling in the same direction and listening hard. This is the culture I intend to promote as the leader of this council. Now let me be very clear. The administration understands the arithmetic of this chamber. No single group has overall control. That means leadership in Kirklees must be mature, pragmatic, respectful and collaborative where common ground exists. And surely, as members of the human race, common ground exists. I want to work constructively with all councillors across this chamber where we can agree on improving outcomes for our core customers, residents of Kirklees. We will surely not agree on anything, or everything, or something, or nothing. The truth is, we do not know the things yet that we will agree on. There are 43 new councillors in this chamber. That is a democracy. But disagreement does not have to mean dysfunction. My commitment tonight is that this administration will approach the role with professionalism, transparency and seriousness. We will bring our heart, our soul, our accuracy and our commitment to all of the members of this chamber. We will focus on governance, we'll focus on delivery, and we will focus on restoring public confidence in local government. I am also proud of the team that we have assembled, and soon to be wider team that we will assemble. It combines energy, commitment, professional experience, and a long-held determination to serve, which is clearly held in the veteran councillors in this chamber. And while this may be a historic moment for Reform UK in Kirklees, I hope this administration will ultimately be judged not by headlines, nor by party labels, but by competence, conduct, and results. We will be the administration known for our togetherness across all divides. Finally, I want to thank residents across Kirklees who place this council belongs to all of you. If elected tonight, I will serve the whole borough. Thank you.
Is that seconded?
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
My first words are to you, congratulations. I hope you have an excellent year. And to the Deputy Mayor, I hope you have one too. I find myself in a very difficult position because there's only about 3 of us left that have been on this council before. 1 Green, a couple of Liberal Dems, and I was for the previous Conservatives. Hello. Sorry, well, whatever. However, I'm talking about age, not youth. I have pleasure in seconding Sarah Wood, Councillor Sarah Wood, to lead this council. She has, as far as I'm concerned, many attributes to bring to it. She's been not in politics long, but very involved in various charities, community events, which, in a way, overlap the other. The past few months have been quite exceptional for all politicians, Labour, Libs, Green, with art. And politics have changed. It's definitely changed. And you could feel that outside. There isn't a member of this council that hasn't knocked on a door, I'm sure. And the first thing they said, I'm this, I'm that, and when are you going to get my potholes done? Everybody must have had the same, which means that local government is very important to all of us. I know that if Sarah is elected as your leader tonight, she will not only represent the Reform Party, she will also have patience, and her door will always be open to any member of this council. She's happily married, she has a 10-year-old son, and her husband is a police officer, which I'm sure that Councillor Cooper will be delighted to, because he was interested in the crime. And I'm sure if you have any problem, have a word with Sarah, she'll pass it on. Family life is important to all of us. I know 1 or 2 people in this council chamber have got relatives, friends and loved ones who are not so well. So I'm really pleased that I only got the 1 year this time. Sarah Wood is an exceptional person. She believes in truth and honesty. She has integrity. She has what it takes to be a leader. This council should lead by example because of our diversity. That alone is enough. We should work for the greater good of Kirklees, humanity, and I truly believe that this council has a proliferary of talents of all groups, because I've met some of them, and I know some of them from the olden days, makes me feel old. But I hope that this council will elect Sarah Wood. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no further nominations, we will... If there are no further nominations, we'll go to the vote.
Are there any comments on this matter, please?
No.
We have a motion for debate, which we should be allowed to comment on. Any motion for debate? We are allowed to have a comment from members, surely.
It's not a motion, it's a nomination for leadership. It's not a motion.
Point of order, Madam Mayor. How are the other members, we've heard a brief statement, some of which has no context in it, representing our communities who are watching us now. How do we, as councillors and our communities, ensure that we know what is going to be happening? I refer to Bradford Council, have just had a reform leader elected who's committed to scrap the clean air zone. We've heard many promises from Reform UK in their election manifestos. What I'm wanting this council and this community to have now is, on record, what the priorities will be. We can't, it's not a beauty competition. We're not voting just for people on party lines. Yes, Andrew, you probably lose that as well. But yeah, we should be having the opportunity. We've heard comments from Councillor Cooper about what do you do for Dewsbury. That's very, very small-minded for the whole of Kirklees. We've heard that, I didn't hear him this time, recycle as usual policy about a shared administration. And, you know, we've heard from Reform UK, enough time for tarmac. Where is their financial management for the risk of Cooper Bridge that the residents of North Kirklees demand to see? We must debate this, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Bolt, I'm sorry, but we are going straight to the vote on this. We will vote by console. Now,
Disgusting.
for those who were unsure about the console, the green is for yes, the yellow is for abstain, and the red is for no. So if you would like to...
Yep, Cooper first.
Oh, Andrew,
Alphabetical.
we'll do it alphabetical order. So it's Councillor Cooper first. Get your pen out. That one's not carried. Could we have the next vote for Councillor Wood? Yeah. So it's gonna... That's also not carried. Right, we're going to go to an adjournment now. So the group leaders will go into the hospitality room and then we'll read out where the groups will go. So Reform are in the old courtroom.
Independent group to the celebration room.
The independent group to the celebration room, the Green group to meeting room 2, the Conservatives to meeting room 1, the Lib Dems meeting room 4, and the Home Valley North to the Patents Library. What was it? Oh.
All right.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. So we're going to go straight back to the vote. So if you use your consoles, we'll do it in alphabetical order again. So the first vote will be for Councillor Cooper. We're going straight back to the vote. The first vote is for Councillor Cooper. So if you use your consoles. Yeah. Can it go back up so we can see?
It'll short.
There's Brian France here, because he hasn't voted. That's coloured now.
That's fine. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
They're all coloured here.
That's
Okay.
it. Not
Yeah.
carried.
Yeah.
That hasn't carried. So the next vote will be for Councillor Wood. Please use your consoles and vote now.
Councillor Caps, isn't it?
What is?
Just
You're
go
gonna
wait
vote,
for it to
Deputy
scroll
Mayor?
back and check.
Do you want to vote, Deputy Mayor?
It's done. It's,
Is your console?
I think your name comes up, so I think your name will be there. Yeah. Go on, press it.
It's not come up, press it.
It is.
Yeah.
Not carried. Not carried.
Right. That one hasn't carried either.
Go for it.
Right. Just going to go for the next. Right. Unfortunately, we're unable to elect a leader tonight, and we'll proceed with the remaining items on the agenda. We will then we'll bring the election of the leader to a meeting next week, and we'll adjourn it till next week. Okay. When are you going on order? Right. So we will.
Point of order.
Being chair of scrutiny and chair of corporate audit and governance is another one, which whichever party succeeds in running the council cannot lead those, be chairs of those committees. So I'm not clear how we can proceed on some of them.
So the procedure is going to be that we continue with the rest of the agenda and see how far we can get with appointing of committees and chairs of those committees. If subsequently, when a leader is appointed, that alters or puts in jeopardy the chairing of those committees, we will bring those back as well at the same time for those. But it is important that the council normal business continues until such time as you can decide to elect a leader. So we have to continue to try and fill those chairs and committees. If we get to a problem in those chairs and committees and we can't decide on those, they will also need deferring to the next meeting, which we are planning for the adjournment to take place at 5:30 next Wednesday. Thank you. I'm afraid we'll have to schedule a meeting as it is. 5:30 for council meetings is the scheduled time. So. We'll have a look, but you have failed to make a decision today. We need to elect a leader of a council. So we'll have a look at diaries, but we have to elect regardless of what diaries contain. Thank you.
Could I just rise to echo? If it was Easter or anything else, we wouldn't be able to have meetings. There are people here far more knowledgeable than me, but I believe Eid is one day.
2 days.
We could give notice and we could, sorry?
Can I just call
We
to order?
could therefore have the meeting on Thursday or Friday, which will give sufficient notice to call it and wouldn't conflict with a very important religious ceremony. We are a diverse community and we must recognise all people.
As I said, we're more than happy to look at diaries. If more people are available on Thursday, Friday, we'll do it on Thursday, Friday. It's whatever the will of the Chamber is. I'm just saying the normal procedure is 5:30 on a Wednesday. If you want to move something different, you can move something different. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thursday or Friday,
Yeah.
daytime, evening, we're ready.
Yeah, we'll look at that
Thank you.
After this meeting.
Thank you.
Just try and continue it rest at meeting.
Go on, let him, David.
I presume this might be unconstitutional, but then there are people in this chamber who'll know that I'm not a particularly constitutional bloke. However, there has been movement from the first set of votes to the second set of votes. It would appear to me that if we went to a straight vote between one candidate against the other, using our consoles, we would have it resolved today, and then we could move on, everybody happy. Thank you.
Councillor Smith?
Just pop her on.
Oh.
I agree with Councillor Ridgway. We must move on today because a lot of people, all of them, have got other commitments, hospital commitments, various commitments, weddings, whatever. So I just ask that.
Councillor Wood.
We don't accept that as a way forward. We'd like to continue in a constitutional manner and observe democracy. Our constituents who voted for us and for the other parties would expect nothing less.
We're going to call for an adjournment and have a discussion about this, and we'll come back into the chamber. That's okay? Yeah, thank you.
What are we doing then? Are we going to wait to decide?
Was there a colleague that was going to call for a motion?
Yes, Madam Mayor. I'm proposing to propose standing orders and go straight to a head-to-head vote between the two prospective leaders, proposed leaders.
Is that seconded?
Yes, that's seconded. So it's suspended standing orders under 24C.
And 1516. Section 1516, suspension of standing orders.
Suspension of standing orders and move to a straight vote. The Leader of the Council.
Yep. Right.
I would like it noted that the Reform Group object to this course of action. There is no precedent for suspending standing orders for a leadership of the Council. We consider it to be undemocratic, and we believe the constituent would agree.
You can vote against it.
So, back to the vote.
Right, we'll go straight to the vote.
I have indicated, in the light of the proposal of suspension standing orders, I would like to propose an amendment that if we are moving from the accepted democratic process and we're moving to a head-to-head, we are still no further forward with any tangible evidence. Therefore, if we're suspending standing orders to allow that, we should suspend standing orders to allow a debate on the issue and members to question. Otherwise, I fully agree with the Leader of Reform that is unconstitutional and not in the spirit. If we can't ask people questions, how can we change our minds on what we've voted on? Would Councillor Smith or Councillor Haban, would they accept that amendment?
Councillor Bolt, is that seconded?
Stand up.
I will second that.
You can put that to the vote.
Put that
Shall I
to
jump in?
Yeah, but let...
So, I think where you're at, just 1 second. I think where you're at is you've got two requests to suspend standing orders. You need to discuss. You've had a request to allow a discussion between the two group leaders, or at least questioning of the two group leaders on their positions. To do that, you would need to vote on suspending standing orders. If that got a majority, you would allow that. We would then probably move straight to the second vote on the suspending standing orders to do that, whether you are going straight to a head-to-head. So I think for me, first of all, you need to know the outcomes of both of those votes before you start the debate or the discussion, because there's no point having a debate or discussion unless you've agreed that you're going to move to a numerical head-to-head. So I think...
said that we take two separate votes. The two may not therefore be synonymous. We could have a proposal, as I've moved and been seconded, to suspend standing orders to allow a debate. The outcome of that is a vote on that standing order, because we were told that it wasn't a composite. Following that, as has been said, there would then be a debate on whether to move to the head-to-head. The two are not linked from what I've just understood. So we have, my amendment is proposed and seconded. In line with the Constitution, the amendment should be put first. That is the Constitution of this Council, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Bolt, will you just be absolutely clear what it is you're trying to amend and what you're trying to do?
For the purpose of clarity, that the standing orders as outlined are amended, are suspended. They're not set aside, so we don't have to discuss elsewhere. That this would then allow members to question the two candidates. I think there is a term for this in elections. It's called a hustings. So members would therefore be allowed to question the candidates, and unlike what we've had before, you would therefore be able to make up your mind on which of the candidates you voted on the response they give you and the actions. Yeah, it's not just an either-or. You're basing your vote on something tangible, and you're basing your vote on any questions. Your colleagues may well have questions from their own wards. Suspending of standing orders to allow a proper process of question and answer. Thank you.
Is that seconded?
Is that seconded?
Let Sarah come in then.
Sarah?
No, not
Are you
second.
sure?
I'm asking, I want to ask a question.
You're allowed to ask.
You're allowed, you can come in if you bet, yeah? Well, let's, Councillor Wood come in.
I just want it noted that here lies in the reform currently 27.
Has it gone? Has it?
It's gone off. Okay.
Stop doing it. That's it. Stand up.
Yeah.
Stop doing it off. It's off. Press it.
There.
There sits currently 27 newly elected councillors, one out of the 27 who has council experience, but from 15 years ago. I don't understand the Constitution. I have not had sufficient time to read that as yet. I don't understand what standing orders are, what they're made up of, nor do I understand what an amendment is. I understand that Councillor Bolt does and is a well-respected councillor because he actually knows all of those rules. But I suggest there is a possibility that we might vote for something that we don't understand at the moment. And whereas ignorance is not a defence, risk should be mitigated.
So, what has happened, Councillor Bolt has made a request for there to be a debate with the candidates before there is a vote on the candidates. For that to pass, it would need to be seconded, which Councillor Smith has done, and then for that to pass for the suspension of standing orders, there would need to be a vote on that. If the majority of those voting vote for that, the orders would be suspended and the debate could take place. If the majority of those voting vote against that, so noes are more than yeses, excluding abstentions, then that debate would not take place. We would then move on to the second vote, which came from Councillor Zaman and seconded by Councillor Smith, which was to move on to a numerical head-to-head. And again, that would be put to the chamber for if there was a majority for that, we would move to head-to-head. If there were not, we would continue with the rest of the agenda. So that's what is currently being proposed and seconded to put to the vote first of all. And I think that needs to be put to the vote before you proceed with anything else.
Okay. I genuinely don't understand. I genuinely don't understand all the standing orders. I know you may be specifically talking about one specific thing, but frankly, our ignorance as new councillors, right? I do not believe this is in any way democratic because we are being manoeuvred, right, with a gameplay that we don't know the rules, and I don't think that's right. I don't, right? Okay, we've got some very experienced councillors here, and I'm sure they're doing a great job, but we don't know the rules, and I believe that it's not democratic for us to be railroaded into this decision without us having made an informed decision. Thank you.
Councillor Butler, I agree with Councillor Butler. Even if you were to slow down and describe it properly, you would be describing to us the course of action that Councillor Bolt and maybe others do wish to take. But we understand from our conversations in the side room that there may be some unconstitutional context here. We don't understand the Constitution, we don't understand the standing orders.
So, sorry about that. Would you like to carry on?
We understand that just because we don't understand it, that it may not be constitutional, but we are at a disadvantage and we do not necessarily know what we are voting for, and therefore, this we consider not to be a democratic process. We are willing and able to take the time to understand those things, but it is unreasonable for a chamber not to allow 43 new councillors to understand the rules of the game. If you wish to proceed, then we can't stop you, but do know that this will be seen by the Kirklees constituents, and we will make sure that it is understood by the Kirklees constituents that we were not able to engage democratically.
Right, no, we're going to adjourn. Councillor Butler.
Sit down.
Could you sit down, please, Councillor Butler? Sit down.
It keeps getting noted and noted. Can I just say, I think it's absolutely unfair for any councillor that's been elected, newly elected, however it is, I was a good councillor 18 months ago.
When you are elected, you have to prioritise educating yourself on how to be the best councillor and representative for your area. That's on you. To call that, I'm sorry, but to call that unconstitutional is absolutely incorrect and it's not right. And we will also make
sure that our residents are absolutely aware of who has competence in this chamber and
Right. We're going to adjourn the meeting. Could we have group leaders in the room next door, please? Right.
Clear enough.
Clear. Right. Councillor Ball.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I understand.
Hang on, Councillor Ball.
Yes, Madam Mayor.
Are you going to withdraw?
Press this button.
Press the button.
Go for it.
He's on. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As I was saying, I understand that the procedure has caused some confusion in the chamber. And it's understandable. You know, first day at school is always difficult for people. So, therefore, in order to assist with the approval of the seconder of my amendment, I will withdraw the amendment and submit it as a suspension of standing orders in its own right. And again, to clarify, suspension standing orders to allow a hustings, to allow us to, like a parliamentary election, to speak to the candidates and then choose which one you want. So I will withdraw the amendment and I will resubmit that as a standalone suspension of standing orders if that's seconded.
Is that seconded?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Councillor Sheehan. I'm now going to hand over to the Chief Exec.
So, to clarify for everyone, the position that we are in, Councillor Zaman, seconded by Councillor Smith, put a proposal to move straight to a numeric head-to-head. If that gets agreed, we then would put a second motion proposed and seconded to have a debate. If that first motion is not agreed, we would continue with the rest of the agenda. Yeah, we're at that point where we just keep going to the rest of the agenda. Thank you.
Of what was said. I've just said, and it's recorded so we can look it back, my suspension of standing orders is a stand-alone. Had it been an amendment, then the Chief Exec would have been right that the substantive motion or the amendment would have been put before the standing. As it stands now, it's been seconded. We have, and again, for constitutionally, I would suggest that the motion from Councillor Zaman and Councillor Smith, because it was accepted as a composite, should also be put as a separate one, because having accepted a composite, you can't then rewind. So it isn't a question of if that motion is carried, we don't do anything. I have a suspension of standing orders proposed and seconded. Colleagues, therefore, should propose and second theirs because the amendment and everything was withdrawn. So the whole process has fallen. Yeah. Yes, Councillor Smith accepted an amendment. Therefore, the amendment, having been accepted by the proposer and seconder, takes precedence. That is the actual fact if you look at the Constitution.
So just to be clear, the proposal that Councillor Zaman put forward and Councillor Smith seconded stands. Just because you've withdrawn an amendment to that does not withdraw the original motion. You can't have a debate on leaders if there is no vote on leaders. If you've moved past that one, you can't have a debate on it. So I appreciate you may want to have a debate with the leaders, but if that item isn't up for a decision, you can't have a debate on it. I appreciate you may want to debate on it, but you can't move it. Maybe someone might to come in.
No, that's absolutely right. All I would ask is that Councillor Allinson as Mayor makes that ruling as final. Yeah. Do you want to come in, Councillor Allison?
Yes, I agree with that. I don't think there's any more that we can say about that, is there?
No, so we'll move forward to the original motion by Councillor Zaman and seconded by Councillor Smith to propose a head-to-head vote in relation to the election of leader. That is what the vote is going to be for now.
That has fallen, so we're going to carry on with the agenda now and move on to item 8.
Go for it.
Right, appointment of committees, boards and panels. And this is to appoint the committees, boards and panels of council for 2026-27 municipal year. Councillor Clayton will move.
Will be given to the establishment of the committees, boards and panels as listed within this report. In accordance with the council's constitution. Oh, do you want me to repeat it? Okay. That approval will be given to the establishment of the committees, boards and panels as listed within this report in acceptance with the council's constitution. Is that seconded?
Is that seconded?
Councillor Sully-Richards.
Councillor Sully-Richards will second.
Thank you. Second and reserve the right, Madam Mayor.
Are there any comments on this matter? Councillors invited to speak? No? No comments?
Agreed.
Agreed?
Well, show of hands, I don't know. Show of hands or vote?
Do you want to do a console? Console?
Console, agreed.
We'll vote by console.
Let's get it.
No. Well. It's
Item carried, that's fine.
that item has been carried. Item 9, allocation of seats. I shall deal with this matter in two parts. Firstly, to determine those committees and boards where the requirements of sections 15 and 16 of the Local Government and Housing Act 1989 shall not apply. Councillor Clayton will move.
That the requirements of sections 15 and 16 of the Local Government and Housing Act 1989 shall not apply to Overview and Scrutiny Management Committee for the ensuing municipal year.
Thank you. Is that seconded? Do you want to put Sue back on? Oh.
Can you listen back now?
I'm just going to invite the Chief Exec in.
I'd just like to remind people on item 9, the first part of item 9, it does rely on the Chamber agreeing this wholeheartedly. So if you vote against it, which you are entitled to do, it would suspend that item. So, thank you.
Is that?
Just let her speak. She's up. Let her speak. Yeah. Tap her thing then.
Tap her on.
Righty. Thank you. Second and reserve the right, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any comments on this matter?
We're going to do.
We're going to do in a minute. Councillor Clayton, right of reply?
None at this time.
Thank you. We will vote using our consoles.
Yeah. We'll just have to know that item is agreed, so we'll have to come back. Can we still do the part B?
Just So,
Just hang on a second, David. Can we do the second part without the first one?
I think
right.
Let him in if he wants to come in.
Do you want to let...
Not carried.
Mr. Ridgway, Councillor Ridgway.
That's...
So, just while the vote's still open, I want to be absolutely clear with colleagues. You are allowed to vote against it, but what you're voting against is allowing proportionality of scrutiny committee seats. So if you vote against it, that what you're saying is that you don't want the proportionality on scrutiny committee seats. And if you vote against it, that means that item will not get carried, and we'll have to bring that...
Other way around.
Voting against?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, the other way around. Regardless, if you vote against it, that means that item does not get carried, and we will need to come back next week. We normally, and I know we're not in normal circumstances, we normally carry this item through on a vote, because it's allowing people to have proportionality and scrutiny seats, non-proportionality and scrutiny seats.
I'd just like to let Councillor Ridgway speak.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Chief Exec, for your explanation, or double explanation. I am confused that these matters are being proposed by the Reform Party, who are now voting against it as the Reform Party. Now, I know we've heard today that they are unclear as to about the council procedures, and it's my opinion that they should perhaps have looked at it before they came into the council chamber, but it is confusing, and as indeed it has confused you. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Councillor Wood.
I will restate for the record for the fourth time that we are new at this. We don't understand some of the procedures, and therefore we were offered the opportunity by Sam that if we needed to, we could vote against. We voted against in this case because we don't understand what's going on. There are multiple opinions.
Just
Okay.
right.
There are many people who have put forward many things. Some people have rescinded, people have changed their mind, people have put forward things and said, no, that's wrong. We have been partly confused by the fact that we don't understand the rules, and partly confused by the fact that there appears to be a number of people in this chamber who also do not understand the rules.
Sorry. Just bear a minute. We'll bring Councillor Cahoot in, because he is next on the list to speak.
Yeah. Madam Mayor, thank you. First of all, congratulations on being elected, and the same to yourself, Deputy Mayor. I just want to say for the record that in front of all the councillors present, and for the thousands watching, by the video link outside, the leader of the Reform Party has conceded that they're not in a position to adequately deal with matters. They've, in effect, it's like, this is the wrong place to get tired. This is the wrong place to say, look, we can't deal with this and we need more time. The people and the residents of Kirklees deserve better.
It's not a point of order. Could you sit down, please?
No, we've got a vote.
We won't be ready tomorrow.
Please, Kath.
How things go. The Local Government Act requires...
Councillor Pinnock, could we please just...
But the difficulty, Madam Mayor, is that I don't think the council has understood that the majority of committees and panels have to be proportional by law. However, this council has chosen over time, and many other councils do, that some panels do not have to be proportional, and that is in the best way to work in this council. And it would be really helpful if, Madam Mayor, you were able to say which panels we have to decide are not to be proportional. And that if one member of council votes against that, they all have to be proportional. But let's hear what they are.
Can you list them?
Yeah.
Just invite Lee.
Could I invite Lee?
Yes, if I could just come in. What we're asking for, or what's being asked of on this agenda item, is for the Overview and Scrutiny Management Committee to be non-proportional. Now, the effect of that committee being non-proportional relates to the actual chairs of the standing panels. So it's a prescribed committee. So in effect, if you're saying, or if anybody's saying, we don't want proportionality on overview and scrutiny management, it means that we would apply proportionality to the individual chairs on scrutiny panels to make sure that overview and scrutiny management is politically balanced. Historically, we haven't done that in terms of scrutiny. The chairs have been offered amongst opposition groups without necessarily the main group getting most of the chairs. That is a decision for this chamber, and the legislation basically says that if one person dissents from agreement on that, then we revert to proportionality for the chairs of scrutiny committees, and that's entirely a matter for the people in this room.
Could I invite Chief Exec?
So, as a compromise, we should be talking on a point of order.
Yeah, we have got quite a lot of speakers, but could I just be clear that if you've got your button pressed, it has to be on a point of order, and you have to quote the point of order number. Yeah? Right. So we've got Councillor Darwan, because she has been... Yeah, we'll go Councillor Darwan.
Madam Mayor and fellow councillors, first, congratulations to our newly elected mayor and every councillor who has earned, just bear with me, who has earned the trust of people of Kirklees. No matter our party or background or the party that brought us here, we should all recognise the privilege and responsibility that comes with serving.
Unless you've got a point of order.
What is this? I'm making a point. Let me introduce myself, like everyone else in the room. The Constitution, the pages are about 300 to 400 pages in the Constitution. Now, I don't know how many people in this chamber know the Constitution. So, just bear with me. If those who don't know the Constitution, perhaps they may want to be the leader next year and learn on the job, like everybody else.
Right. Councillor Darwan. Councillor Harvett, please. Councillor Darwan, thank you for that, but we really do need to get back to the agenda. I'd like to invite the Chief Exec back. Martin. So, item 9.
What's your point of order?
It's Standing Order 21, Item 2, David.
There we go.
If that satisfies. There have been a number of occasions today where Standing Order 21.2 has been flouted. That shows a great disrespect for you, Madam Mayor. And I would encourage you to come down hard on people who are not respecting the Mayor and not adhering to standing orders. Specifically, that one says somebody should rise when they speak. With that, Madam Mayor, I must give you my apologies because I've now got to go to the other side and clerk a meeting of an annual council meeting where I hope it's a lot better than this. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good night.
Thank you, Councillor Ball.
Good guys. See you later.
Right. I'd just like to invite the Chief Exec back in.
So, hearing what we heard from Lee about what the point of this vote was, and the fact that the Mayor did not rule on that vote, because it looked like there was some confusion, so it was better to pause that vote at that point in time, I think it is still allowable to re-vote. If people vote against it, then that will mean that those scrutiny committees end up with proportionate allocations, and that the allocations that are here mean that you can't go through. So you are entitled to vote against it, you are entitled to vote for it, but I want you to understand the consequences of what that vote was. So if that's okay, we'll rerun that vote, and if you vote for it, you vote for it. If you vote against it, you vote against it.
We'll go back to the vote using the consoles. Thank you.
Because if you read the wording, it's only double negative.
That vote is carried. Thank you. Right. Item 9, Part 2. The number and proportion of committees, boards and panels. Councillor Clayton will move.
That the number and proportion of members of committees, boards and panels be in accordance with the report as set out at agenda item 13.
Thank you. Is that seconded?
That's the button.
Seconded and reserve the right. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any comments on this matter? No? Councillor Clayton, you've a right to reply.
At this time.
Thank you. We'll vote using the consoles. That vote is carried. Thank you. Item 10, membership of committees, boards and panels. Councillor Clayton to move.
That the memberships as set out in the tabled report be approved and that the allocation of any outstanding places on any committees, boards and panels or subsequent amendments be delegated to group business managers.
Thank you. Is that seconded?
Seconded and reserve the right, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Are there any comments? No. Right of reply?
No comment at this time.
Thank you. We'll vote using the consoles. That vote is carried. Thank you. Item 11. Calendar of meetings for 2026-2027 municipal year. Dates and times of committees, boards and panels. Councillor Clayton to move.
That the dates and times of meetings of committees, boards and panels be in accordance with the schedule at agenda item 11.
Thank you. Is that seconded?
Seconded, Madam Mayor, and reserve the right. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any comments on this matter? No? Right, a reply?
At this time.
Thank you. We'll vote using the consoles. That is carried. Thank you. Yeah. I'd like to invite the Chief Exec back.
So, colleagues, I think in terms of we've got as far as we can on the agenda today, because all other items beyond that are linked to the appointment of a leader. I'm so proud that I managed to get united discussion across the chamber on moving it to Wednesday at 5:30. So that's clearly not what we'll be doing. Sorry, Wednesday at 5:30, but we'll not do that. Can I just ask, how does Thursday at 5:30 for people? We appreciate it is half term, but statutorily we have to agree, we have to complete the AGM by Friday, so Thursday seems appropriate. Next Thursday. No.
That's the meeting adjourned. Thank you. It's been a little bit, but I'll see you all next week.